what is success? Because there's a lot of people who, especially on Instagram, which is where we're getting the questions for this episode, there are a lot of people out there who will say, okay, I'm going to go look for the most successful people, and it's going to be this friend who has a Ferrari, and it's going to be this friend that has the mansion, it's going to be this friend that just hung out with Beyonce or whatever. But the way you talk about success is the size of problems that they're solving and the impact they're having in the world. How do you find that, especially when, you know, people like Richard Branson or Elon Musk or Naveen Jain seem out of reach?
So first of all is that, success is never defined by the amount of money you have in the bank. Success is defined by how many lives you are able to improve. And with that yardstick, you find these successful people that could be like Mother Teresa, or they could be like Bill Gates. They both are very successful. Dalai Lama is very successful, and so is Richard Branson. So the point is, in terms of finding these people, again, it's not about finding these people and you have to meet with them and somehow you have to shake their hands. The learnings from each one of them is very well available to everyone. You want to know about how Richard Branson thinks? He has written 7 books on it, right? You want to be able to read those things. And by the way, every one of them you may think is inaccessible. You find them in various events that they're speaking at. And to me, to be being there where the people are and really learning and listening from them, and hopefully you get a chance to even shake hands with them. But that should never be the goal, to somehow take a picture and show people that you met them. It should be what you learned, and incorporating them in your life is what you really attribute to meeting them. When you're doing these great audacious things, every entrepreneur listening to you saying, I want to be like Dave, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to take on these massive industrial complexes, right? Okay. So how do you go about doing that? I mean,
here it is. It's really easy. Be more lazy.
Okay, so tell me more about that part. Right. I like that.
Every minute of every day, there should be a little voice in your head saying, why do I have to do this? Because anytime you tell yourself you have to do anything, it's a lie. You don't actually have to do it. You're just doing it because you thought you had to do it, right? So I get irritated by wasting even a microsecond of time. Like, why does it have to be this way? That is the key to disrupting everything.
And I admire people who actually know what they want. And once you put a specific time and a goal, it is unbelievable how much you can achieve.
Exactly.
And I think that is the thing I want you to look at the audience and tell them how they don't say, one day I'm going to do that. You have to say, this date, I'm going to do that.
Well, it's very important when goal setting to set dates, because setting big goals can be scary. Right? Saying, hey, I'm gonna marry such a person and I'm gonna take her to the moon, that's scary. But when I said I'm gonna marry the actual Miss Universe and I'm gonna take her to the moon by 2023 is gonna be the date. I had to ask Naveen, hey, are we gonna be able to go to the moon by then? So yeah, so you set a date and you set a goal. It's very important that you set a definite timeline, because that actually allows you to see what's around you. Right? Because when I said 5 p.m. today, I have to generate this cash for our retreat, the seed money for the retreat, I had to think immediately what I needed. When you give yourself days and weeks and months and years sometimes to think about an idea, it just stays there. I always live my life saying, hey, what if I don't live to see tomorrow? I have to maximize today. I have to help people today, as many people as I can.
What's the first step someone needs to take? People who have depression or anxiety, when they want to take control back.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to shift your current perspective, you can't really think your way out of it. Like you said, if you sit there and you think, you're just gonna be in this feedback loop with your brain of, it's my fault, why am I this way? Why is this happening to me? My life sucks. And so if you can, on a one moment of courage, get yourself to commit, maybe with a friend, to go take a class or to go do something that you would normally never do, I think that's a great first step, because I think it's all about breaking patterns. And aside from that, aside from actually experiencing something different other than your current reality, another massive, part that you need to begin to understand is that we now live in a time where all knowledge, all expertise from some of the world's top leading experts is now available out there. So you can literally Google on your phone, how do I stop being anxious? Yeah. And you're gonna see an article that's gonna have 9 things. It's probably gonna say, maybe start exercising. Because if you have a lot of pent up energy that your body is creating, you need to have an outlet for that. And if you don't find an outlet, the energy is just going to stay inside and you're going to be anxious. Go try mindfulness meditation. Oh, let me go download this app. Let me go take this class. And I think these are all steps that somebody can begin to understand to really get that there is hope.
I also believe it's really important to remember there are seasons. And so you can't beat yourself up that, you're nursing a new baby and this is not the season for you to launch a business, perhaps. Yeah. This is the season for you to launch a human, and there's going to be seasons. And seasons mean that sometimes it's okay for a crop to rest in order for it to grow and be bountiful. And we have to give ourselves a little bit more grace. And then the last thing I want to say is run your own race. Don't worry about the way someone else did it or is doing it. Don't look over your shoulder. If you're looking at things you don't want to run into, it's just like when you're riding a bike or a motorcycle. If you're looking at something you don't want to run into, you will run into it. But if you look at where you want to go, you always hit your mark.
The thing that really fascinated me about your whole concept of resiliency, can you describe what resiliency is and how does one achieve that? And can every CEO in the world who want to be resilient can become one?
I think from my perspective, to get resiliency, it's about, I kind of use two archetypes to kind of keep it very simple, right? I say you want to be a warrior and a monk, right?
Wow, that's very fascinating.
That to me is like, you want to be a Shaolin master, but you also want to be a Shaolin monk, right? You want to be ruthless in achieving your goals, but very kind to the people along the way.
Okay. So I want you to close your eyes for a second. All right. And you're doing nothing. You're just sitting there, right? And all I'm asking you to do is to tune in with yourself in this moment. And what does that mean? You're sitting in a chair, and the audience out there, you can do it also just to see what's going on. You're sitting in a chair. Feel the chair you're sitting in with your mind. You're not looking. And then you're realizing perhaps your heart is beating. Perhaps your breath you're becoming aware of. You're not doing anything. You're conscious that you're on camera, eyes are closed. Just the awareness, not good or bad. And if there is a judgment, let it be. And what I'm asking you to do now is to take a long breath in. And the trick is breathe past your capacity. Longer, longer, longer. Little more, Naveen, little more. Hold and out. See, you calculated your breath out. That tells me something about your mind. I want you to just breathe in. Breathe in, longer, longer, longer. Hold, and very quickly release your breath. Check in again with yourself, and open the eyes.
Wow.
So what would you say to somebody if, they say, well, I'm trying right now, but I'm not seeing any results? What could they be doing wrong? Is there something where you would say you need to work on your idea more? You need to make sure this is a new idea, the best idea?
Well, it's not about even the best idea. It is about the idea that resonates with people. And if you're going out and describing your product that it doesn't resonate with anyone, maybe it is really not a great idea. So either it is really a poor idea that you happen to believe in, or you're not telling the right story. So I think the best way I have always done is more people believe that somehow if they share their idea, everybody can do that. And to me, the sharing idea is the best way to actually improve on that idea. Even before I knew how I was going to do that, I'm telling everyone, this is what I want to do. And they ask you lots of questions. And sometimes you say, never thought of that. That's a great idea. And then you start to improve on it. If your only value to your idea is the idea, then you're already lost.
Right.
You have to believe as an entrepreneur, you win by better execution of that idea than the idea itself.
Right. So don't be so emotionally attached and so protective of your idea that you won't let other people in to discuss it with you and potentially benefit from their insight.
And also you have to believe that if your idea you have been thinking about 24/7, even for a month, you are month ahead of anyone who just listened to your idea. That
Right.
means you have to believe that you can execute better because you have been thinking about a month rather than the person you just told that idea to.
So is this really a confidence issue possibly?
I think it is that most people believe their idea is the value.
Yeah.
They don't believe the execution is the real
Right.
value.
People walk around with great ideas. Everybody's got a great idea, right?
In fact, I would tell
if
you
only
that.
we could all do all our great ideas, we would have a perfect world.
In fact, I would tell you the best. If you ever want one single place for the greatest ideas, it's called cemetery. The funeral places. All the great ideas die because no one actually did
Yeah.
anything about it.
Yeah.
The greatest ideas die, right?
Yeah.
So to me, the ideas are only worth when someone goes out and actually makes them happen. And those are the great people we call entrepreneurs.